Good morning, everyone, and welcome to DPFL Live Event number 3 in Kissimmee, Florida at the Reunion Resort. I'm Sean Green, play-by-play commentator, joined by my partner in comms this weekend, Nick Dichiria. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Sean. How you doing?
I'm good, buddy. It is great to finally get to sit down with you today and talk some darts. Look at this. We got a great matchup. First, it's a quarterfinal, and it is this gentleman right here, Scott Hanisch. He's a Tennessee Titans fan, and we can hold it against him. But look at this. That's a 180.
Oh, no!
And down goes Hanisch.
180 floor for real this time, guys. Is Scott okay? Oh, no. Okay, he looks fine. That's quite the celebration from Scott Hanisch. Like a true Tennessee Titan.
Listen, he's in a lot of pain right now, and he cannot give that away at all. Here's Scott Riley. This is one way to throw off your opponents. Just fall on the
Welcome to the live stream, everybody. It's great to have you all back here. Oh, my goodness. That completely ruined our train of thought on what we were going to say there. We are off script early in this one, but great performance
Viral
so far.
moments 20 seconds into the live stream today. I've seen some celebrations, but that's one way to celebrate a 180 if I've ever seen one.
That is incredible. Oh, my goodness. Well, right now we are actually looking at an incredible battle as well, right? I mean, you got Hicks and Madu right now sitting at 140, so they will get the first look here.
Stop
close
trying.
behind.
Stop it.
Riley and Hanisch.
This is Stormin Norman Madu from Guyana. He's actually the Guyana number 1 in the world. And this is Mike Riley.
Now, I'm not as familiar with Mike Riley, admittedly, but of course, I mean, we have some history with Scott Hanisch, and of course, he has history with DPFL as well, right?
And he has more history made today.
Yeah,
He
that
has
is true.
become a legend.
Now, Hossie Hicks, I am actually quite familiar with. He's actually been on a little bit of a heater in the last couple of months, really kind of playing the best I've ever seen him play, and probably the most consistent I've ever seen him play as of late.
You know what I love about events like this, right, is that you have Guyana's number 1 in Stormin Norman Madu, and he's partnered with the cowboy hat wearing, Southern drawl slinging Hossie Hicks, which again is the most Southern name I think I've ever heard in my life too.
You know, there's a little bit of disparity there as Madu is trying to get the green bit here now to the red bit.
Double 8, just on the outside.
You see,
So Mike's going to have an opportunity here at double 10.
He's kind of quick to go to the line. He's saw a little bit of excitement in his step, knowing that he's going to get an opportunity here. Needs to capitalize and won't get the look. That was well low, so I think he was kind of overthinking that there. Like, oh, should I go? How should I play it? Aggressive or not? And unfortunately got caught up in the moments here. So Hossie Hicks for the hold. Can use that dart to his advantage. He has it outlined. Does execute by kicking it through the uprights there. Excellent last dart. And, you know, I mean, you mentioned Norman Madu playing with Hossie Hicks. I will say, I mean, Florida's has a lot of love for Madu in particular as well. He spends a lot of time over here coming up to events and tournaments. I've seen him at least once or twice a year at just a normal regional level Florida event.
Yeah, so Mike Riley lives in the Bronx, New York. So he's a part of that New York City dart crowd that features, you know, the Lanaz and Dave Garfinkel and that whole group of players. And I'm going to guess Mike plays for the European squad in the New York Ryder Cup, as he is originally from Ireland, which is why you see the Irish flag on the shirt.
Well, there you go. The more you know. You can see this like kind of starting off with a little bit of a different disparity, right? A little bit of a slower come up when Scott Hanisch really said, let's go ahead and start off real crazy like in the beginning.
You're good? Yeah, I would love to talk to all 4 of these players about how they got together as pairs, because you have Mike Riley from the Bronx, New York, playing with Scott Hanisch from South Dakota. Where?
Well,
exactly.
Now he lives in Arizona, I believe. I think
Oh, that's
he
right.
moved.
Yeah, he did move to Arizona. He lives in that Phoenix area.
Mm-hmm. Phoenix.
Yep, as they pronounce it in the South. And so just the combination of those two, and then, of course, Storm Norman and Hossie Hicks. Still a great one as Hossie gets that first one right there on the wire, trying to match and follow. Gets a nice 140.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the first real big hit in this leg for either team. I mean, after 12 darts, you kind of expect these pair-ups, especially with where they're at in the match, to be a little bit ahead. But it's one of those things where you kind of find yourself going in tandem. When one team starts to struggle, it's easy to kind of get in that, maybe get overexcited at the opportunity of capitalizing.
I would agree with that. Definitely. Also, I mean, again, I know that they're back in it now. It's a long time ago. But the fact that Scott Hanisch is not showing a single limp, there's no injury whatsoever. The guy just bounced right up like it was nothing. And he's continuing to march along.
Like a bouncy ball.
No, they're down 1-0. And they're down here with the throw. Mike's going to have to put in a big score. That's a good start.
And needs to follow it. Oh, because it's just the other side of the wire there. I mean, a solid visit nonetheless, but you don't want Hicks and Madu to go up 2-0. I mean, we saw personally
Look at this.
how much that deficit can really matter.
One of those would have left double 10. 72 scored. 56 left. So he'll tee it up for tops. If he returns, Scott Hanisch, a shot at this 157.
Yeah, our first 180 of the day would be our first 10-plus checkout as well, but not going to happen in this go. And doesn't really set it up too kindly either. This is a great opportunity. Even if Hossie Hicks doesn't hit it, they're going to be pretty far back with a tough 10-plus shot still.
Ooh. Tough first start, 32. And messing around with it gives Riley an opportunity.
Yeah, you don't want to give a free shot here, and especially if the shot goes in. Needs to find the treble.
Treble 18, 36. Oh, he got a look. Storm Norman missed on the outside all three of these on double 16 in the last leg. This for a 2-0 lead in this race to 3. Quarterfinal, the men's double 501 here at the DPFL Live Event number 3 in Kissimmee, Florida.
Well, Scott Hanisch needs to take advantage of that moment. Again, another 3 missed darts cleared.
Oh, no, and he misses into the wrong double.
Gets dragged right on down, and that's going to be a tough moment there for Scott Hanisch.
Nobody misses double 4, Hossie. And that continues today. 2-0 lead now for Hicks and Madu.
Yeah, that's going to be a great position for them to find themselves in, right? I mean, that's exactly where you want to be. We know if you have the start, you win 2 straight, you're getting thrown that third leg. I mean, it feels like the world's your oyster at that point. There's not really much pressure on your back, and all the pressure is now diverted to the other team there. Mike here really has picked up his scoring quite a lot in this last leg and this leg as well, it seems.
He's gotten quicker with the throw. And Hossie Hicks. That's 140 from the Tennessee native.
140 and no signs of trips. Or tripping, maybe.
All right, let's talk the events today, Mr. Nick Dichiria. It is Friday. Which means that 9 a.m. is the start for the men's double. That's what we're seeing here in this quarterfinal. The women's doubles 501 started at 10 a.m. So that's also going on. And then you have 2 p.m. is singles cricket. Listen, they've already done the bracket draw for that, I believe. They might not have. It might be Keegan Brown trying to blow smoke at Danny Baggish. But he told Danny, he goes, I drew in the first round of cricket. I have an easy match in the first round. And, winked at him. And he's like, Danny Baggish in cricket, that's easy. And Danny responded and said, I don't think I've ever beat you in cricket.
Oh, look at that from
That's a
Hossie
177
Hicks.
maximum from Hossie Hicks at the right time. And now in the driver's seat for a 3-0 win. The only thing worse than a 180 floor is to lose 3-0 after it.
Yeah, and that's honestly, I almost wonder if the extracurriculars of that moment are kind of still weighing heavy.
It should. It is for us. Double 6 for the match. Now that gets a little tricky, though, Nick. Pressure here can go a long way.
Mike has been solid on his scoring right here. I mean, just looking for about a ton and a little bit extra would be nice. Does only get a 57 there, so 3 darts. Hossie Hicks, his last double attempt at double 40 was not, or double 40, double 20 was not the best, but he's trying to adjust here.
Ooh, the 10-gallon hat passes on by on that 12. So Scott Hanish, the 132 to stay in the match. Treble 19. Would have left a shot at the bullseye, although that was pretty covered.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately, the way his dart
Great
kicked
last
up
dart.
anyways is quite frustrating. Norman Madu.
For a 3-0 victory in this quarterfinal. Oh, double 3. Nobody likes double 3. And leaves 3. Wow. This match is not over, Nick Dichiria.
Not over yet, but unfortunately for Riley and Hatch, they've been kind of struggling to capitalize on some of these moments. This is the one they need right here.
Whoa.
It's still fine. You're still okay.
He also wanted to leave double 3 and just let him know how to hit it.
He said, I'll show you how to hit it right here. Oh, my goodness. And what a good look it was. The dart, fortunately, kind of dropping it low there, but not an easy shot. 1 for double 1 in the madhouse for Hossie Hicks.
Yep, cleanup duty on aisle 3. That first start's the most important one until the second one. Oh, no. Bust it.
Yeah.
Which honestly is worse than anything else because you could at least left the madhouse.
Exactly, because right now I expect Scott to probably try to split here, but no, he's going right at it too.
And can't get that done. So the madhouse from Madu.
Yeah, he just has to tee it up from there, and that's all he can do. What can Madu do?
Oh, man, you should have left it at the first thing because you already rhymed it. Tops. Or tops. Double 1. Don't hit tops.
Just peppering it. That last start was a great throw at it, and you can see our chalker there, by the way. Shout out to Jacob Saw for chalking this one.
Yeah, currently the CDC Youth Tour leader on the points list. The madhouse goes for Hossie Hicks, and it's a 3-0 victory.
Yeah, and you feel like Riley and Hanish kind of left some stuff out on the table where there was moments where you really felt like they could have taken any of those legs, especially the first one there. But instead, the legs were taken from Scott Hanish there.
Listen, I hope that he actually is okay, first and foremost, for Scott Hanish, but I also want to thank him so much for that viral moment that we're going to have.
Shout out. And, of course, we give him a hard time, and he gives us a hard time.
And
it's all but love.
Yeah, it's already been clipped, and it's already on Facebook. Will Stuart did that right away. So check that out there if you are tuning in with us before this moment. We'll be right back after these short ads. So go check out that clip, and we'll be right back after that.
Hey, guys, we'll be right back after that short clip for these ads.
He's the greatest darting force on the planet. Bullseye. let me tell you about A to Z Darts. We're a specialty dart store with over 10,000 different products. We create in-depth videos and blogs to help improve your game and showcase our products. We give helpful advice on how to practice darts, the fundamentals of form and mechanics, and how to make better decisions when purchasing your darting equipment. Whether you're brand new or a seasoned player, we try to provide fun and informative content. I'm Jen, the creative director for A to Z Darts. I've been playing for over 10 years, and I've traveled the world competing in and promoting the sport. This is Will. He runs our live streaming company, USA Darts, and travels the globe as well to broadcast major darting events and interview PDC players alike. You'll find over 2,000 different sets of darts on our website. Guessing right now you're pretty interested in our resources? Learn about form, throwing mechanics, practice routines, scoring and grouping, checkout methods, cricket strategy, and much more. Visit a-zdarts.com to take advantage of our blog or follow us on social media at azdartstoday.
Welcome back, everyone, to the DPFL Live Event number 3 in Kissimmee, Florida. This is the men's double 501 semifinal between 4 great players. David Fathom, Alex Spellman taking on Leonard Gates and Danny Baggish. Baggish and Gates had to roll through earlier Jean Van Vleen and Jelle Klassen, and they took that one out 3-0. Soldiers on fire today, and he's trying to keep that up now.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing some great performances from all the different players here. Excited to see David Fathom on the stream. I know he's taken a couple months off of darts and is just not getting back into the mix, and he actually spent that time off of darts, so it looks like getting in shape. He's lost some weight. He's looking good and healthy. Of course, Alex Spellman, we've seen plenty of on any stream, any camera, because he is everywhere in the North American dart world right now.
Yeah, it's always great to see the players wear the hats that you normally don't see wear hats, and just how awkward it looks. Spellman does okay with it. Yeah, here is Fathom. Fathom, while he might have taken some time off, I will say that he definitely has been working on himself health-wise. He looks great. He's lost a lot of weight. He's working on himself in every facet of the game, trying to get that mental preparation down. And he'll tell you he's been playing a lot better recently. So it's not a surprise to see him in the semifinal. And, of course, his partner, Alex Spellman, doesn't hurt ever.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a tough duo there. Really, if you look at just the name value of any of these players, it's hard to really give an edge at all. I mean, right now, I'd say Alex Spellman is hovering right around North America's best. Leonard Gates, like you mentioned earlier, with his dominance on the seniors tour. Baggish, of course, the man that always retires, unretiring for this event, and then David Fathom, a staple in the North American game. I mean, it's hard to give an edge either way to anybody, and the question is just who's really connecting in the right moments.
Well, you're going to make me say this again, this time live. For Baggish, him retiring his CDC tour card, and I told him this earlier, and I'll tell anyone who asks, I told him congratulations, because for him to make that decision means it takes a lot, and it's putting your priorities in the right spot for him to take care of his family that he has and loves so much. Tops, though, for a 117 finish.
And this is his priority in this exact moment, that double 20.
Pins it. And that is what Danny Baggish can do no matter how often he plays. So I just want to hats off to him for making that decision. That could not have been easy.
Well, Alex Spellman did not get the hats off notification.
His hat is on.
His hat is, in fact, very much on.
The other semifinal going on outside in the Dart Hall is Hossie Hicks and Storm and Norman Badu taking on the upstate Western New York team of Ed Levesque and Gino Florian.
It's so fascinating to see like these different pockets, right, and these different pairings. So sometimes you see, for instance, like Fathom and Spellman, that's a superstar pairing across the country, right?
For sure.
But then you have Gates and Baggish have been pairing up for years across events, and it was more of a solidified duo. And then you talked about the upstate New York team. It's so interesting when you see these different dichotomies of what goes into how these players choose their teammates.
And that's a 180 from Danny Baggish. You see him do a little bit less of a celebration than Scott Hanisch did earlier.
That is exactly the case here. Spellman going to go ahead and challenge right back, though.
You thought he'd just move all around that board to hit that 171. Doesn't quite do that. Gates on 261 after 6.
Yeah, the throw's under attack at the moment.
Soldier, the number 3 seed in the Senior World Match Play that's coming up here a little bit. He also just won a CDC event on Sunday a couple weeks ago after making a final on the Saturday morning event. So he's playing at the top of his game right now. And his partner's checking out everything.
And that leads for a very dangerous set of conditions there. But Danny Baggish having a lax visit at the wrong time there.
Yeah, it leaves a checkout, but definitely allows Spellman to fire in something big. And that first start's perfect for Spellman. He's going to hit a 180. Oh, he switched.
I promise you he did not hit a 180, but that is exactly what he was trying to do there, right, is really put the exact pressure. The 164 now can't even go, and 68 is more than doable for Fathom.
Ugh. 26 from Soldier.
Yeah, back-to-back slack rounds from Baggish and Gates.
It'll be 1 dart at 32 for Fathom. That was for a tie ball game. The outside look here for Baggish, but if I was a gambling man, I might say that he hits this. He just hit a 117.
I mean, he knows the importance of the moment. You can see that extra moment to try to recompose here, knowing that this is a must-go shot. You expect Spellman to take out 32 in the next go here. You would rather be 2-0 up than 1-1 all.
And I also think that for him, that was him figuring out the route that he wanted to take on that 138. He had his options there. He could have gone treble 19 to leave the double 12. Instead, he did do the treble 20 for the treble 18 to leave the double 12. Doesn't hit it. And now Alex Spellman, 32 left, to tie it up 1-1 in the semifinal. First to 3 legs in this men doubles, 501. Double-double. Is that in? It is. Double-double for Spellman. And that first dart being, I'm going to guess, not blocked. He just threw the second one high. And then just found it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever works, you got the check mark across. And knows they couldn't hand the opportunity over. If you're Gates and Baggish, you're going to think, man, we were attacking the throw. We were kind of about to be in prime position to break here. And then we had 6 bad darts in a row. And that's what you can't afford to do at this level and at this late in the tournament. When you're looking at the earlier rounds, maybe get away with some of that. They all know if we throw back-to-back bad darts, it won't be enough.
Yeah, if we're looking at the form of the players in this tournament, Leonard Gates leading the averages overall of anyone in the field with an 88.4, and then Baggish at an 81 is 4th overall in the averages. You have to go down a little ways. Spellman a 77.5, which is a little bit surprising to hear that one. And then Fathom's actually down there quite a ways at a 67, but his first 9 average is a 72. This favors Gates and Baggish, let's be fair, but again, 1-1 scoreline, and this is a very big opportunity to break the throw.
Yeah, and it's always tricky, again, when you get to doubles play, it's just a different kind of rhythm for the averages we typically expect from them on an individual level. It is a lot easier to find your rhythm when you're playing just you, the board, and the opponent versus you, your partner, and 2 opponents.
That is correct. As Baggish needs another treble. Look at the bullseye there. Play the smart shot, as he always does, but does not hit it. So the 130 left for Fathom. He does not need to take a look at the bull, which is why he's thinking about his shot. Yeah, and he probably would have done better there before approaching the Aki, figure out his look there.
Yeah, and then that dart just almost slips off the board there. Does correct. I mean, here's the thing, too, is he can still approach and then set up on his 3rd dart all the same with that moment there. He kind of broke his own rhythm a little bit. You can tell it frazzled a little more than he intended to, and Gates is going to try to set up Danny here.
Last dart just pulls into the treble 5. 68 for Spellman. Leaves tops. Hits the tops. And that's a break a throw for Alex Spellman. And it's a 2-1 lead for Fathom and Spellman now.
Yeah, and now they also just have to hold throw for the win. And Gates and Baggish are starting to get into some troubling waters here. Spellman smells the blood.
Look at the moves from Gino Florian in the background.
Dancing better than Nick Dichiria, not as good as Will Stuart.
True.
You don't have to agree. You could have just been nice.
I was nice by saying true.
You're nice to Will. It was a self-deprecating moment. Fathom here. He's been starting at the 19s. He's been kind of staying down the board. What is your thoughts on the fact that is more? It seems to be his comfort number, right? Everyone kind of sometimes has a comfort number. What do you feel? What do you have to say about that?
My thoughts on any situation where you're switching your scoring to the 19s is that it is a wise move overall, because that means that you are taking what's not working, which is the treble 20 that you're aiming at all the time, and just switching up your look to try and look at something different. And you see that work all the time. Larry Butler is notorious for it. Of course, Stowe Bunce is almost made a career in the last 2 years by switching the 19s when he needs to score and have that scoring power. So I always like the idea, if that's what's hitting, which right now it is for Dave, and the 20s weren't, switch.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. At the end of the day, it's about keeping your mental state clear, and if that helps by just going to, again, a comfort number or something else, it can be a difference maker. But now we're getting close to the potential finish line for Fathom and Spellman at 1-12.
Great utilization of the bull for Bagish to leave a 2-darter, but Spellman, 112 for the match, and he's going to get a dart. It's going to be at tops, because 12 for tops. Spellman, ooh, drags it low. Will Fathom get a chance? Or is this the moment where Leonard Gates kills it and moves on? Oh. And he's going to stay. And he hits it. Double 8.
What a shot this would be.
Oh, and he even gave the fist bump. He thought it was, well, he just liked the feel of it.
Yeah, it must have had a good hand feel to it, and as soon as he saw it at the board. But Fathom to go ahead and take a 3-1 win here. Going to work his way into the double.
This is a big dart. Yeah, and just he's getting a little snatchy here. Which, when you don't play as often, which he's been playing a lot, but when you don't play as often, double 4 goes, because it always goes, and it's now 2-2. Yeah. But you can get into moments in a semifinal against a top team with match-winning darts, and you get a little snatchy.
Well, I mean, again, to kind of circle back to Danny's retirement comment I made is obviously he still does play, but he plays at a much less frequent basis. And when you start doing that, it leads to these moments where you can see these gaps in your performance. But sometimes it's like riding a bike. You just get on and start going, and darts feel just as good as they ever did. But the bike starts to wobble a little bit more when you're not used to riding on it.
Well, and when you have the natural talent of Danny Bagish, it makes it a little bit easier to ride that bike.
Yeah. Almost makes up for the ugly face.
Wow. That was from Danny Bagish's friend, Nick Dichiria.
That's true. That is true.
As we look at the rest of today, right?
Yeah, tell us about
it. This is the semifinal, first of 3 legs. This started at 9 a.m. here in the men's double. 10 a.m. is the women's doubles when that started, so that's also going on around the venue. 2 p.m. is singles cricket. It's an open event, open to everyone, so the big dogs will be back, including these 4 gentlemen right here and those European players. And then the DPFL Championship is tonight at 6:30 p.m. It is a seeded on the DPFL Order of Merit. It is a best of 7, best of 9, best of 11 format, 501 single and double out. You had to qualify for it. It's $6,000 for first place, buddy.
That's a lot of money.
There's a lot of change.
Whole lot of clams. And that's what these players are playing for. Every event feels like it matters in the sense that not only do they all have great payouts, but on top of that, they want to have that best possible form, especially if they're playing in that championship event tonight, right? They want to make sure the darts are feeling good all day. They want to make sure that it's just one of those days where things feel a little bit easier than harder.
You could not be more spot on. And Danny said, hold on.
Yeah.
And it was because the switching. He left 159.
Yeah.
And Danny noticed that with the counting switch.
Yeah, I was going to say, we heard it there from Danny. He was trying to stop that one from happening. And it's one of those things where, again, it's about
last leg decider. You have to leave the first look at the finish.
You absolutely do, but on top of that, it's important to have that synergy with your partner.
Well, and Soldier wears headphones when he can, when it's allowed.
Well, Danny does as well.
Yep. But Danny wears one headphone. He does that on purpose. It's in case those moments happen. Actually, he's wearing both headphones, but he keeps it on low level. And he even walked back. He goes, you can't hear me if I'm talking? And he said that loudly because we picked up on the microphone. But what a punt from Spellman.
Yeah.
Only 31 from 201. And he does leave the big fish for Fathom, but Bagish has to feel good with this 159 just to set up Soldier the best that he can. You can see he's picking his best route right now.
Well, he feels ecstatic at the situation, but I don't think he'll feel good until he gets that setup in place here. Just knowing Danny, he knows the importance of this moment, and no dart is easy.
Wait, so he feels ecstatic, but he won't feel good?
Yeah, and right there, I mean, you see he does a good job getting down there, hitting the 99, and 174 Fathom.
For the big fish. Another one of those.
Oh.
So 60 left for Leonard Gates.
And he must feel ecstatic about this, but not good.
That's a great first start from Soldier. There's nothing blocking that double 20. But it's double